Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Apopka High School welcomes you to Joe Sterling Gymnasium for Game 6 of our 10th annual Metro versus Florida Challenge, the event that pits the reputation of the Orlando Metro Conference and its 20 public high schools of Orange County against some of the best talent from the greater Central Florida area. Please welcome our guests for Game 6 wearing the blue jerseys, visitors on the scoreboard from Orlando Christian Preparatory School. They are the Warriors. And wearing the white jerseys, home on the scoreboard representing the Orlando Metro Conference from Jones High School, please welcome the Tigers. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from OCP. And we'll start at forward with 6'7" sophomore number 2, then Alan Lubin. At guard, 6'3" sophomore number 3, Anthony Brown. At guard, 6'3" senior and Southern Illinois commit number 5, Eric Butler. At guard, 6' junior, number 11, Omar Figueroa Acevedo. And finally, for the Warriors, at guard, 6'5" senior, number 13, Sam Ahiwoba. The head coach of the Warriors in his 4th year, Mr. Treg Burke. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Jones Tigers. Starting at forward, 6'7" junior, number 4, Shelton Taylor. At guard, 6' senior, number 5, Noah Muszai. At forward, 6'4", sophomore, number 10, Latavius Poole. At guard, 6'3", junior, number 11, Anthony Henson. And finally, for the Tigers, at guard, 6'1", senior, number 23, Shakur Poteat. The head coach of the Tigers in his 2nd year with Jones, Mr. Alex Jackson. The officials for tonight's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. For those of you live here in the arena, please be aware that tonight's game is being live streamed on YouTube. If you have friends or family back in Orlando or anywhere else in the world who are not able to join us in person tonight, send them a message right now. Let them know that they can join us on our YouTube channel, Metro vs. Florida Challenge. They can search for that on their favorite mobile device, smart TV, or computer, or you can also go to metrovsfl.com for live scorecasts and video. And good evening once again to those of you joining us on the web. My name is Mark Barchi. I am the media director for the Metro vs. Florida Challenge. And I am joined, as I am for each game of this event, by Neil Fisher of the Apopka Chief. Will be taking you through Game 6 here at Joe Sterling Gymnasium.
Well, here we go again, Mark. Game number 5 today. We head into the, backstretch. As always, a fine job of the introductions there, getting everyone primed for this game. Taking a quick look here. Of course, if you follow high school basketball, the name Orlando Christian Prep is very, very familiar. They've won 7 state championships. Last year was actually a bad year for them. They lost in the state championship game, so they finished as a runner-up. However, they returned almost all of that team. The guys to look out for above all else, you have then Alan Lubin, Anthony Brown, Eric Butler. All 3 of them have multiple honors. Those honors are rankings among the top 100 in various companies and organizations.
Anthony Brown steals 2 to put the Warriors on the board.
And they add freshman Jayden Hastings. He's Florida Hoops 2023 watch list. Of course, they're 23-6 last year, 4-0 in District 2A11. Their Metro versus Florida Challenge record is 4-1.
Noah Muszai on the pass from Latavius Poole for 3.
On the other side, we got Jones. They're a team that, generally speaking, is going to at least contend to get into the FHSAA postseason tournament, and that means you finish either first or second in your district up until this year. They went 15-10 last year, 4-1.
Basket by Poteat for 3.
4-1 in District 5A5, and they lost in the district semifinal. Their Metro versus Florida Challenge record is 5-2.
Checking into the game for the Tigers, number 22, EJ Rolle.
So again, they actually have been a little bit on the downside the last couple of years, last 2 or 3 years. Last year, they went 15-10. That was their first winning season, or the first season they had been 5 games over 500 since the previous 2. And they return 6 seniors. They, of course, add transfer Latavius Poole, who did play at the varsity level as a freshman.
Traveling, Warriors ball, checking into the game for the Tigers, Anthony Henson.
And so, again, Jones is in 5A, which is probably, I guess you consider that one of the mid-range classes. There are now 7. But when you compare a 5A school to a 2A, that's still really a matchup of a big school versus a smaller school. And again, Mark, we haven't talked about this afternoon, but that's a fairly common matchup, quite interesting. It's much like you see in college football when you get these mid-major powers taking on a middle-of-the-road school from a Power 5 conference.
Second chance basket scored by Latavius Poole.
Of course, Poole, as we mentioned, joined Jones this year, transferring. Was not only a varsity player, but a varsity starter as a freshman.
Putback is made by Van Allen Lubin. Poole can't get it to go this time. Traffic on the way. Oh no, they lose the ball.
We got a very fast pace here, Mark. Both teams going up and down the court. Not a lot of defense.
Second chance basket scored by Shakur Poteat.
But right now, this is outscoring your opponents, not out-defensing them.
Number 11, Omar Figueroa Acevedo down the baseline for 2.
You know, Mark, OCP and Jones bring a certain amount of cachet. I look over here at the media table where all the journalists sit, and I don't see an empty seat. That's the first time this afternoon, you can say that.
Henson misses from long range. Lubin on the rebound. Will go to the other end to the corner. Too hot. Foul called against number 4, Shelton Taylor. His first and the team's first.
So first foul of the game.
Too much time on the inbound. Tigers ball.
So, Mark, we just got done with Seminole versus Lake Nona. Seminole put up, was it 93 points?
And, yes, they did, and that made it the second highest scoring game of all time in the 10 years of the Metro versus Florida Challenge.
Right. So my point is, obviously, that's a fast pace. But this game actually started off with an even faster pace.
Henson for 2.
This game feels like it's got an even faster pace here.
Ahiwoba for 2.
13 boot.
Technical foul is called against Sam Ahiwoba. At the line shooting the technical free throws. Be number 23, Shakur Poteat.
So I'm not sure what the technical was for.
Yeah, it was for unsportsmanlike conduct after the basket.
Right.
So the basket still counts.
Right, but
I'm not
I mean,
sure.
like,
I didn't have a good angle on what exactly happened. It could have been something he said.
Right.
I don't think he hung off the rim. I didn't see that happen.
No, I didn't see that either. That's why I was asking.
Too much time on the inbound. Warriors ball.
So, of course, OCP is the Warriors. You think of Golden State, but they also have the same colors, the light blue and yellow.
Ahiwoba to Brown for 3. And just like that, we've got ourselves a ball game.
And both teams, again, begin in man-to-man defense.
Poteat for 3, Henson on the assist.
You subbing?
So, again, if you like fast pace, this is your game.
Thank you.
Like I said, we just saw a team put up 93 and two teams put up over 155, and this feels like it's an even faster pace.
Blue 5, blue 5.
No, that was blue 1. White 5 took it. Blue 1 had the foul. Offensive charge is called against Brian Miller. Noah Muszai took that.
A little too hard there. Put the ball up with too much intensity there. So certainly these two teams are very athletic,
Steve, did you put the technical
great
up? I have 2
conditioning.
on fouls.
Yeah, I put the technical up.
So then that charge would have made it 2.
Okay. I'll do it at the quarter.
Omar Figueroa Acevedo for 3.
And both teams can shoot the ball, as we just saw there. A lot of pick and rolls, a lot of screens, which allow those players to come out on the wings.
What's that?
Sam Ahiwoba, coast to coast.
On the X.
Shakur Poteat for 3. Anthony Brown for 3. The pass by Brian Miller.
You got 19.
So again, Mark, a very competitive game. Both teams play the same style, up and down, fast pace. Get the ball into the hands of your shooter and shoot.
Yeah, because I can't see him over there. I'm looking in front of me.
So again, Mark, this is the Metro
White
versus
33.
Florida Challenge.
Foul's called against number 33, Colson Lundy.
The Metro versus Florida Challenge is just that. Every school that is in the Metro Conference takes on a school that is outside of the Metro Conference, otherwise known as the Florida contingency. And basically every high school, public high school that is in Orange County is a member of the Metro Conference. At the end of the 23 games, all of the victories are added up and we see which side has more victories. Of course, this was the brainchild of Scott Williams, who's the coach of Apopka High School. And pretty much it's the high school equivalent of a number of conference versus conference events that take place in college. At the college level, the most well-known is ACC versus Big Ten.
3 seconds in the key, Warriors ball.
And you know, there's only 17.5 seconds left, Mark. We have not seen a lot of stoppages. I'd say probably less than a handful.
Well, Neil, we'll take that. We are running on time so far in spite of a double overtime game earlier today, and we'd like to stay on time so we can go home and get some rest for Thanksgiving tomorrow. And that takes us to the end of the first period. It's a tie ball game. We're going to end the first quarter the same way we started it. 19-19 is the score at the end of 8 minutes. And we'll be right back. And so the Warriors will have to wait for their turn as the Tigers get the first possession of the second half.
And so looking at the stats here real quickly, OCP actually is shooting the ball better than Jones. 8 of 15, that's 53% compared to 7 of 17 at 41. So a 12-point differential.
Hand check is called against number 0, Terrence Reese. His first personal foul, the team's third.
But as we've seen in a number of games today, Mark, the great equalizer is turnovers. OCP with 8 of them compared to 4 for Jones. So when you put those two together, you get a 19-19 score at the end of the first quarter. Again, fast pace. Both teams have that same style.
Basket by number 22, EJ Rolle.
A lot of pick and rolls to allow your players, as well as screens to allow your players to come out on the wings and get those open looks. And both teams are shooting the ball well when they do get those open looks.
Foul's called against Latavius Poole on the push. It's his first, team's third.
And by the way, I did explain what the premise of the Metro versus Florida Challenge is. It is actually now 3-2 in favor of the Florida contingency.
Number 12, Johnny Candelario from San Miguel for 3.
So again, Mark, stop, pop, and drop. You get those screens, and the shooters pop out, and they get those open looks, and they don't miss those open looks often. Both teams continuing to play man-to-man.
Blue 5, player control.
Offensive charge is called against Eric Butler. That was taken by Lamar Escontrias. It's Butler's first personal foul, the team's fourth. And good, nice work on the fall there. I mean, I'm not challenging that it was a foul, but he fell maybe a little harder than he was pushed.
Yeah, trying to draw that foul.
Poole to Escontrias.
So in that first quarter, we saw Jones jump out to a 9-2 lead. LCP answered with an 8-0 run there towards the end of the first quarter.
Foul is called against number 32, Lamar Escontrias. That is his first personal foul, the team's fourth. And yes, it was a shooting foul, so we will go to the line. Sam Mahiwoba shooting 2.
Is that 13? Oh, it's LCP.
Putback dunk by Van Allen Lubin. Well, Neil, the only thing better than making both of your free throws is making one of them and then having the other one be an instant putback.
Yeah, there's an example of basketball as a team game.
Colson Lundy for 3. And we'll pause for a 30-second timeout requested by the Tigers. We'll be right back. Van Allen Lubin under the basket for 2.
Nice work under the basket there by Van Allen Lubin. Good small forward play there. Both teams remaining in man-to-man.
Traveling Warriors ball. Checking into the game for the Warriors, number 1, Brian Miller. And for the Tigers, EJ Rolle.
The fifth turnover of the game for Jones. Nice defensive work there. Again, moving that ball around quickly. That's the forte of both these teams. Sometimes that can be a detriment, as you just saw there.
Blue 2 with the push.
Offensive push is called against number 2, Van Allen Lubin, his first.
Seen some very crisp passing in this game, Mark. Obviously, I mentioned a number of times these teams like to get up and down that court, but you have to be able to pass to get the up and down. Great work underneath the basket there. Van Allen Lubin staying under and keeping squared up to the boards.
Terrence Reese for 3 on the pass from Anthony Brown.
So OCP has opened up a 4-point lead here.
Have a seat, please.
Foul is called against number 12, Johnny Candelaria. That's his first personal foul. And the team's 6th.
Blue 12. That's a carry. That's a carry.
Traveling Warriors ball.
That was an obvious carry there, Mark. And now Jones is putting a defender on the ball. Both these teams have done a fairly good job of keeping possession of the ball in the face of man-to-man defense. Tend to remain calm and cool, poised.
Terrence Reese with a short jumper for 2.
Yeah, stop and go move there, Mark. Get a little space there, and that allowed the shot to be taken.
3-point basket for Poteat on the pass from Taylor. And we'll pause for a timeout. Full timeout requested by the Tigers. We'll be right back. Anthony Brown. Checking into the game for the Tigers, number 32, Lamar Escontrias. Miller to Brown. Henson is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The push is called against number 1, Brian Miller. That's his second personal foul. The team's 7th. Henson shooting 2. Checking in for OCP, number 13, Sam Ayuoba. And on that steal, you heard the crowd in slow motion shouting, "No!"
White 11. Player control.
Offensive foul called against Anthony Henson. That's his first personal foul, the team's fifth.
So Shakur Poteat, as we get to about 2 minutes before halftime, is your leading scorer right now, 15 points.
Then Allen Lubin for 2.
(36-31) by OCP. That's basically been taken on a couple of runs, 9-0 at one point and then 9-2.
White 5.
Hold is called against number 5, Noah Muszai, his first, the team's sixth.
It's wireless. One was working, one wasn't.
Checking into the game for the Tigers, number 12, Colonel Robbins.
Yeah, at least you noticed. Gotta be, okay, you gotta have some foul on that.
Well, Neil, you can't have that spectacular of a crash without a whistle.
Yes.
Blue 3.
Block is called against number 3, Anthony Brown. That's his first personal foul, the team's 7th. Shakur Poteat will shoot 1-1.
So again, Shakur Poteat with 15 points.
And he hits them both.
So he's now up to 17 points. Also has 3 rebounds.
Full court pressure coming on by the Tigers. Nearly pays off for them. Brown lets the 3 go. It doesn't fall. Muszai on the rebound.
So again, Mark, a very fast-paced game. We're looking at a combination of over 70 points here at halftime.
Poteat can't get the 3 to go.
These teams like to get the ball up and down the court. As you see, a lot of cross passes too.
Ayuoba gets the basket, a chance to make it a 3-point play. The foul is called against Shakur Poteat. That's his first personal foul and the team's 7th.
Both teams continue to play man-to-man defense. Seen it for the entire game now. Important possession here for Jones. Obviously, you want to go into halftime scoring, get some points, but they're also down by 8. They've given up a couple of runs in which the difference was 9 points. So opportunity to kind of limit or minimize the damage. And they're not going to do that here. Instead, it's OCP.
Anthony Brown is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Warriors. The foul is called Against Tigers, number 32, Lamar Escontrias. That's his second personal foul, and the team's 8th.
The Jones coaching staff thought that was a travel.
Checking into the game for OCP, number 12, Jonathan Candelario.
So Brown has 13 points now. Make that 14. 8 seconds left here, an opportunity for Jones to cut into this lead.
That was honestly closer than I thought it was going to be, and that takes us to the end of the second period. And after a tie game to end the first, the Warriors will outscore the Tigers 24-14 in the second, and that gives them a 43-33 advantage headed into the locker room. We'll be back shortly. In fact, what we'll do for you is we will put the amount of time remaining in halftime up on the screen for you so that you know when we'll be coming back, and we'll see you in about 9 minutes. All right, welcome back to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Mark Barchi, the media director for the Metro versus Florida Challenge, here with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief, ready to take you through the second half of the Warriors versus the Tigers.
Yeah, Mark, again, as we start the second half, the overall score here is 3-2. Again, this is the Metro versus Florida Challenge. All the schools that are located, all the public high schools located in Orange County are members of the Metro Conference.
Omar Figueroa Acevedo puts the Warriors on the board for the second half.
Mark, we have a light on a cell phone in a stand that is distracting people.
Got it. Get your next dead ball.
So both teams have gone man-to-man both of the ways. Jones had a 7-point lead early. Since then,
ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to take all of the pictures and video that you like at the Metro versus Florida Challenge. However, we do ask that you please disable any flashes and video lights for the safety of our players and the courtesy of those around you. We appreciate your cooperation.
so since that 9-2 lead by Jones, OCP has outscored Jones by a 43-24 margin. You're seeing a lot of this transition.
Anthony Brown steals a Warrior dunk.
So again, this is one of the highlight games of these 23 games. OCP, if you follow Central Florida High School basketball, you're very familiar with the name.
3-point basket scored by Noah Muszai. And we'll pause here for a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout called by the Tigers. We'll be right back. Okay, now you can look at it.
So got halftime stats here.
Second chance three by Eric Butler.
So going into that timeout, OCP, and it's no secret.
Double dribble violation. Warriors ball.
No secret why OCP is winning. They're shooting 70% from the field, 19 of 27. 40% for Jones, 12 of 30. Now, at one time, OCP actually did have more turnovers, 8-4 than Jones, and that was really what was keeping Jones close enough to still have a shot at winning, but now it's 12-11.
Eric Butler takes it to the paint for two.
So OCP, again, was down 9-2, and if memory serves me correct, they missed 4 of their first 5 shots. Now they're shooting 70%, so that means they're shooting even higher since that 9-2 deficit.
Shakur Poteat on the assist from Shelton Taylor.
Some
Nice work on the offensive board by Taylor. Equally nice work on the block by Lubin.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's getting nasty down there. It's getting more physical.
Anthony Brown for 3.
And OCP, there you see why they're shooting 70% from the field, probably over 80 since about 5 minutes, since the 5-minute mark. Again, just great movement. Again, they're not only getting the ball to open shooters, but they're getting the ball to the open shooters while leaning towards the basket.
Latavius Poole on the jump shot.
So again, Mark, we slowed down a little bit here, but still, you know, we could be threatening for the second consecutive game to have a top 5 score as far as the amount. Still got 12 minutes left, and we got 95 points on the board here. Both these teams basically get up and down the court, and they get those open shots through screens and pick and rolls. Another tray. So again, there you see pop out off those pick and rolls and screens.
Blue 3.
Foul called against number 3. Anthony Brown, his second.
Both teams continue to play man-to-man defense. Got great dribble drive there. Couldn't get it to go down though, too hard. And now we're getting full court man-to-man. Some pressure by OCP. Nice job of handling it. Use the body as a shield too. Ooh, an unforced error there. An opportunity for Jones now to cut this lead back to under 10. Start developing some momentum. They scored They scored the last 2 baskets here. Another dribble drive. Nice job there, controlling that body in the air in order to draw the foul. So Henson now at the line. Yeah, an opportunity for Jones to cut that lead back under 11. So it's now down to 10. Can't get the second free throw. Excellent rebounding under the basket there by the big guy. Jayden Hastings with that rebound again, got his body between the basket and the defenders and squared up to the backboard.
Shakur Poteat for 3.
So again, now it's down to 7 points. Was up to 12 at one time, and Shakur Poteat now with 22.
Blue 0 on hold.
So 2 more games after this one. Of course, the next game will see the host team of Apopka, and they will be taking on Santa Fe Catholic High School from Gainesville. And then we close out tonight's schedule with Oak Ridge versus Mainland. "23 games in total will be played tonight, Friday and Saturday."
Backcourt violation. Tigers ball.
And so now an opportunity for Jones to cut the lead to 2 possessions, 5, possibly even 4 points. Nice rotation. Got the open shot.
White 11.
Short. Not enough oomph on that. So full court, man-to-man pressure being applied by Jones. And dividends is paid as we get a turnover here, almost another one.
Blue 1 on the hand check.
Yeah, and that's a bad foul there. Jones was really up against the wall. They were out of sorts, and OCP just gave him a break. Not only did they have an opportunity to reset on that foul, but the clock stopped, so they get a chance to take a deep breath. Again, this has been a very fast-paced game, not just the overall amount of time that's expired during this game, how long it's taken to get to the end of the third quarter, but the teams have moved up and down the court very fast. 95 points on the board, actually, 101 points. So a lot of trapping, man-to-man defense has been the forte.
Reese to Lubin for 2.
And so Jones had a couple of opportunities to get that lead further under 7 and couldn't do it.
Iowa fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
23.
Foul called against number 23, Shakur Poteat. His second, the team's second.
Nothing but net. Sweet stroke there, Mark. Who's at the line? 13. So Sam Hawabi, Iwakboba, excuse me. Let's see, that's 9 points for him. 3 of 6 from the field goal. 3 of 4 now. 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Gotta get these last points here if you're Jones. Best possible situation.
Latavius Poole and 1. The foul is called against number 21.
And Poole there.
Jayden Hastings called on the foul, and it's his first, the team's 5th.
So Poole lowering the shoulders, squaring up just like you need to. And Poole now with 11 points heading into the fourth quarter. Poole 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. And if you're Jones, you want to prevent this last shot from getting off. Excellent job, just exactly what you need to end the third quarter if you're Jones.
That takes us to the end of the third period. 8-point ball game for the Warriors. 58-50 is your score with 8 minutes left to play.
So as we start the third quarter, Shakur Poteat leading with 23, also has 3 rebounds. Nobody else, though, has scored more than 9. Looking at OCP, they're more of a committee. Anthony Brown actually does have 19, but they do have 3 players in double digit and 9 players have scored. So again, OCP shooting over 70%. And now that number's going to go up a little bit more. Again, textbook under the basket play. They're shouldering up, getting those shoulders squared to the backboard, and dipping them at the right moment as spinning around towards the basket. Got the tray, no good. Strong rebounding underneath there. 3 OCP players. Both teams remaining in man-to-man. We've seen man-to-man throughout this whole tournament, this whole event so far. Only about 4 minutes of man-to-man has not been played by any team. And got some loose action, loose ball here. Finally, OCP comes up with it. Get a couple passes, a shot from the corner. Over the shoulder pass, nice transition, but can't finish it off. Jones catches a break there. OCP committing the foul. A little too hard shot. And so, let's see, number 11.
Is that blue 2 or 21? About 2.
Anthony Henson at the line. He now has 6 points. Excuse me, Jayden. Yeah, Anthony Henson. 1 of 5 from the field, now 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Opportunity to cut this lead now down to 8. Lead's been switching between, I'd say, about 5 and 12 points since about midway through the second quarter.
Obviously, I have 3 extra points in there somewhere. I can't find where they are. Omar Figueroa Acevedo spins for 2. Followed up by Jonty Candelario.
And just like that, the lead is back up to 12. Got an opportunity to get it even more. Couple misses by Jones, a couple of bad decisions. Again, up and down the court, they want to force the action as far as the speed and the pace. But you have to make good decisions if you're going to up that speed and pace. You have to understand you don't need to take a shot every single time you touch the ball. So Jones catches a break, self-inflicted mistake there by OCP. And so Jones gets that break because they can now get the lead down to 10. But they answer with a mistake of their own. It's a bad pass there. Ugh. So again, good inside-outside passing, getting that look. So 3 offensive rebounds. OCP still can't get the ball in the net. But again, they've been attacking the boards in the inside like you just saw throughout the game.
Blue 12.
Foul is called against number 12, Jonty Candelario, his second. Team 6th. At the line shooting 2, number 23, Shakur Poteat.
So again, a reminder, the host school, Apopka, will be taking on Santa Fe Catholic from Gainesville coming up next. That again should be an excellent game. Again, Jones providing all kinds of pressure here on OCP. A couple of times they've lost the ball, the grip on the ball, they haven't lost possession.
Candelario fouled on the attempt to go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against number 4, Shelton Taylor, his second, the team's third.
So Jonty Candelario now, that's his 4th point of the game. 1 of 3 from the field, now 2 of 2 from the line. 5 points. And OCP reestablishes a 12-point lead. And now the troubles further have gone deeper for Jones with the turnover. So again, loose ball. Oh, drive, score, and the foul. Anthony Henson will be at the line.
2 on the block, shooting 1.
Foul is called against number 2. Van Allen Lubin is third, the team's 7th. The basket by Anthony Henson is good. He's at the line shooting for the 3-point play.
Ball in the air, nice stroke. 66-57. That lead has been hovering between about 5 and 12 points since midway through the second quarter. OCP, though, has done an excellent job of getting baskets when Jones scored. Jones has yet to score more than 3 consecutive possessions. And there's an example. OCP comes back, gets the ball inside, set up by the pass on the right angle. And not only do you get the basket, but you get to go to the line.
Then Allen Lubin's basket is good. He'll be at the line shooting for the three-point play. Shelton Taylor is called on the foul, his third, the team fourth.
Then Allen Lubin will be at the line. 12 points for Van Allen Lubin, along with 7 rebounds. 6 of 8 from the field. These are his first free throw attempts. And now we got some question as to how many fouls are on one of the OCP players. In the meantime, then Allen Lubin, nice, smooth, easy stroke, and we got a 12-point lead yet again. Kick out to the corner, drain the rain.
Three-point basket for Noah Muszai on the pass from Lundy.
Lead back down to 9 as Jones comes with full court pressure. And it pays off. The tip there, quick pass. And another opportunity goes by the wayside. Offensive charge.
23 with the player control.
So Shakur Poteat draws the foul.
Poteat is called. We're charging Eric Butler.
So a 9-point lead now.
Anthony Brown all the way to the paint for 2.
Brown, no stop, took the ball up the sideline. Jones gave him an avenue. And another offensive charge there by Jones.
Noah Muszai called on the charge, taken by Anthony Brown. It's Muszai's second personal foul, and the team's 6th.
Timeout.
So now both teams will
Full
be
timeout requested by OCP.
So both teams will be shooting fouls the rest of the way. 181 seconds, 71-60 lead now has been built by OCP. They took the lead midway through the second quarter, and it has never been less than 5 points.
Yeah, Neil, a 11-point ball game here, and the Warriors have all the cards in their favor. Although the Tigers certainly don't seem to be ready to go quietly into the night here. 3 minutes is enough to turn this game. I mean, it's essentially a 4-possession ball game. And the Tigers just need to develop some consistency on offense, and they might be able to make something happen here.
Yeah, again, the last 2 possessions is pretty much an example of what's gone on since OCP took the lead midway through the second quarter. 2 offensive charges. It looked like Jones could build some momentum, and then some self-damaging mistakes. So again, stick around. You'll have to change channels on YouTube when this game is over, but they are lined up right next to each other, so not an inconvenience. Apopka plays Santa Fe Catholic School. Of course, Apopka is the host of the Metro versus Florida Challenge. 23 games, 3 days, today, Friday, and Saturday. And then we wrap up the first night with Oak Ridge against Mainland out of Daytona. Full court, man-to-man pressure continues for Jones. And now, of course, if you're OCP, you want to take some time off that clock, and that's
Van Allen Lubin on the dunk.
Best possible situation there. Took some time off the clock and got an easy hoop. And so now again, 3rd consecutive possession that Jones is not going to score. No fouls this time, but still not really a very selective field goal attempt. So 2.5 minutes left, and OCP continues to work on that clock, and Jones wearing them down physically.
Van Allen Lubin and one.
Right 10. Basket's good. Shooting one.
Fouls called against Latavius Poole. That's his second, the team's seventh.
So again, both teams will be shooting fouls the rest of the way. And Van Allen Lubin now has 17 points, 7 rebounds. He is 7 of 9 from the field, very efficient and productive. And so now the lead's up to 16. This is the largest of the game for OCP. Dribble drive.
Shakur Poteat picks up the layup for the Tigers and will pause for a timeout requested by Jones. Full timeout called by the Tigers.
Lead for OCP. They bring it up the court, no hesitation.
Omar Figueroa Acevedo, coast to coast.
And looking at the scoreboard as the lead's back up to 16 and we drop down to 2. Shakur Poteat is the leading scorer, playing for Jones, 27 points and 5 rebounds. However, only 6 players have scored in total for Jones. OCP counters with 9 points on the score sheet.
Poteat for 2.
So Poteat now up to 29, but again, 9 players on the score sheet for OCP, 3 in double digits. Anthony Brown leading with 20.
Van Allen Lubin to Omar Figueroa Acevedo.
So now it's Brown and Van Allen Lubin both with 20. So a much more balanced attack for OCP has proved to be the difference.
Foul is called against number 13, Sam Iowa. His second personal foul. Poteat shooting 2.
Both free throws good, and now back down to 14. Wouldn't say it's quite out of reach here, but given that OCP really has not been stopped all game, I'd say the odds are long that Jones can put together 4 or 5 possessions in which they score and OCP doesn't.
Van Allen Lubin is fouled on the attempt to go to the line and shoot 2. The push is called against number 11, Anthony Henson. His second.
So 1:11 remaining on the clock, 81 seconds. Van Allen Lubin will be at the line here. And an opportunity to reestablish a 16-point lead. Doesn't get the first. And gets, no, does not get the second. Rolled off. A break for Jones. Might be too late, though. Certainly they got to score here, and they got to score quickly. Spin move. Kick out. Good defense by OCP to get in front after that spin move. Great recovery. And that, I think, will just about do it here. 50 seconds left. Missed field goal. Rebound by Miller. Down to 40 seconds now, 14-point lead. OCP seems content to run out the clock here. So again, a tremendous night for Shakur Poteat. He threw down 31, I believe. However, did not get much help from his comrades, as only 5 other players scored. Next highest was 10 points. And over at OCP, they had 9 players scored. Anthony Brown with 20, Van Allen Lubin with 18, Omar Figueroa Acevedo with 13, and Sam Ihewaba with 10. So a much more balanced attack, again, was the difference. 16-point lead here as we drop under 20 seconds. And the Florida contingency will go up by 4 victories to 2 here as the last 5 seconds tick off the clock.
That takes us to the end of the ball game. 82-66 is the Warriors' notch a victory for the Florida teams. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out to support your Warrior and Tiger athletes. Don't go anywhere except the concession stand. Your host school is up next. The Apopka Blue Darters taking on the Santa Fe Catholic Hawks. That's coming up next in Game 7 of the 10th Annual Metro versus Florida Challenge.
Mark.